Welcome everyone, Madman bringing another RSL video. So today is going to be a two-part series on Godseeker Strat with the now nerfed Sand Devil. So first part, what we're going to do is show you the minimum speeds and then the minimum gear requirements for Godseeker to be able to run up to Sand Devil 25 and complete Sand Devil 25. And so we'll define what the minimum HP and defensive values we think we need, and we will definitely define minimum speeds, but it's a little tight range at the bottom, and then it's not too bad later on. We're going to use Selenia Nightcloak here. We're going to use both newts and a ninja. Selenia will represent any burner, with the exception of ninja and Sisia. And then newt is just newt. You can do it with a Crizia, but it's about as slow as HP burner. So I tested it out, but I don't think I'll probably show it in the video. So let's just move on into it. Okay, so what I want to test is Godseeker here. So she is in regen and just offset pieces here. Now, I'm hoping roughly 65k HP and 4500 defense will be enough, considering she's not an immortal or defiant. But we have her at 179 speed. Okay, 179 speed there. Now what I'm going to prove it won't work at 179, and yet it will work. So at 179, we're going to have Selena, who does HP burns. She should have enough accuracy. She is at 179 speed. And then we're going to move up and over. Come up here. Don't worry about the rest of the stats right now, because there's going to be some change. Newt also at 179 speed. So those two should fail with her. Now, at 179 speed though, my other newt, who is 252, should work. So let's go test the theory. Now remember, this is with food. So we will go here to Sand Devil 25, and we're going to go into team setup, and we got to remove both of these. Yep, just delete that. All right, so we got to find our Godseeker. Luckily for me, I have a test one. So we got Godseeker. Let's start with Selenia first, and we'll throw in ninja in there too. Some food here, and then the setup, don't need to do anything for her, and we're just going to prioritize her a 3. So we're going to save this, and then we are going to start stage 25, and it should fail. So boom, going to pick up. She can raise HP burn. See how he opened up before Selenia did. So she's never going to land her HP burn. So that is a fail there, and boom, we failed pretty quickly, luckily for me. All right, so let's edit the team here. Go to team setup. We're going to take Selenia out. We'll go ahead and put in ninja, but we'll put in newt 2 first. We're going to go in here. We're just going to turn off his A2 because that slows things down, but I don't think it matters so much in this case. And this should fail here. And boom, boom, boom. Now this may not fail. May not. But we will find out. Okay, we're coming up on the end here, and it looks like this is actually going to work just because of newt, and it did work. Now, that 65 and 45, pretty bare minimum. I don't know how many crits we got in there. That might be a pain. Now real quick we will go in here and we will take out the newt. We will put in the ninja. Just go in here, hit save, because we don't need a setup for ninja, but he is at 180, so it is going to fail there as well. See how he wakes up and then ninja goes? So we are a touch too slow with that turn meter with Godseeker at 179 and ninja at 180. So boom. And eventually it will fail because you see we're doing no damage here. So no point in beating a horse, the dead horse, with a stick. Alright, so just end the battle here. Now what I'm going to do, we're going to head and we're going to edit the team here. Go back down here to team setup real quick here. So what I'm going to show you here is I'm going to remove this Godseeker. And I will, where is she at? I'm going to put in this Godseeker, and as you're going to see here, she is 181 speed. He is 180. This will work. And here we go to prove it. Okay, so there you go. 181 Godseeker, 180 Ninja. It worked. That was a horrible run because 3 times in a row I watched and he missed the doggone HP burn, got 3% at 3 times in a row. Okay, so let's go back in here. We're going to edit the team and we're going to see with this 181 Godseeker though, take Ninja out, go back to Selenia at 179 and it should still work. It's going to be slower than Christmas. The reason I changed this is because Selenia is doing something weird. Once the boss gets to half HP, she switches from her A3 to her A1. I don't know why. Otherwise, you could set it up to do auto, but beats the hell out of me. Anyway, save that and go ahead. We'll run this, and this is probably going to take 4 or so minutes. But as you can see right there, she landed the HP burn while he was asleep. So 179 and 180 for Godseeker will not work, and I'll show you at 180 as well. But what I'm gonna do is speed up Selenia a little bit. Well, yeah, I'll prove that. I'll slowly speed it up because no, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to speed up Selenia while Godseeker is at 179 until we figure out what speed she finally does start to overcome that 50% turn meter. But we'll see at the end of this one. And there you go, 5 minutes, 11 seconds. Running a little slow because I'm running quite a few processes on my PC, so it's not optimal for running these faster, but normally it's more around 4 minutes. So that worked. So let's edit the team one more time here. Oops. See, now if I do that, it will mess things up here. But what I will show you here is, okay, where is the newt number 2? Go back in here. So newt number 2, do not use. So 181 and 179. So this should have no problem either, but let's confirm that. And then we will switch over to the slower Godseeker and the faster newt. even though we've proven that this newt will work. So alright, there we go. Just shy of 3 minutes. For some reason he was throwing up the counterattack. So I don't know what was going on there. But let's go back to the team setup here. Real quick, let's look. Oh, I turned off her A2. Not his. Oops, my bad. Alright, let's back out of this. Let's remove these two. And we are going to go with the slower Aniri. And the faster newt. Make sure we turn off his A2. So 252, 179, 3 food. This should take roughly a minute, may take a little longer. It depends on how often his 5-star brimstone lands, which it did not land there. But you can see this newt is pretty stout, so they are both surviving all the rounds. And I don't want to make a suicide newt for this because I'll use them elsewhere, and I don't have to change the builds. Didn't land brimstone there. Okay, there you go, minute 10, and we did get dangerously close to dying with Godseeker there between those double A1s. So that works there. Let's go back to the Bastion now, and bear with me, and I'm going to make some adjustments to Selenia there. Alright, let's go in here, and pull out Newt, put the slower Godseeker in, put Selenia in here. Where is she at? Right there. 179. We bumped her up to 181. Let's see if this will work. So as you can see there, 189 speed. She's not getting the debuff off before he wakes up. So we'll just go ahead and end this, and I will be back in a minute with a little faster Selenia. Okay, let's see here real quick. Still 179 Godseeker. I swapped out a piece of gear, 184. I'd like the glyph, but it is what it is. So 184 may or may not work, but we know 181 did not. So we're going to save this, and we are going to see here. Okay, so 184 is not fast enough. No point wasting time. Back in a minute. Alright, 179 again. Now we're up to 185. Save this, and let's see if that is fast enough. No, it is not. Alright. So, wasting energy, but that's okay. Learning curve at my expense. Alright, see you in a minute. Okay, again, now she is up to 186. Let's see what happens here. Okay, 186 is not fast enough. Now, I can't tell you 186 is fast enough with a 181 Godseeker, but we already, that has been established in a previous video, so. Alright. Okay, we now have Selenia here at 188. So let's see if this will work here. Let's double check, make sure we selected that. It is selected. Start, continue, and see if 188 is fast enough. No, it is not. Alright, this time I'm going to bump Godseeker up by 1. Okay, so Godseeker is now at 180 and Selenia is now at 188. So let's see if this does the trick. No, did not work. So, all right. Now I wanted to run a few things there, but I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we took this Godseeker up to 181, and the reason I took her to 181 is because I wanted to keep this 4500 and this almost 65k HP here. She's still at 188, so we don't know what the cap is there between 179 and 180. So if you can get her to 181, then you're cooking with Crisco. So let's go ahead and save this, and this should work. Didn't want to do super rates though. So let's make sure here. He blasts us. She revives. She revives. She hits him with the HP burn before he opens up. So there you go. The key is more Godseeker being in 181 than, you know, the speed of the DPS. Because we proved at 181 and 180 Ninja, well, and a 179 Selenia, that the timing works. Ooh, that was close. I don't know if that was maybe, in fact, this is probably going to fail. Boom, it failed. Okay, so that failed not because of timing. That failed because we're not quite to that threshold. So let me come back and see what I can do. All right, so still 181 speed. We got touched a little more to break even at 4.6 defense, which I didn't really want to do, but is what it is. So I had to glyph and ascend a piece of gear, and we're now almost at 66,000 HP, and Selenia is still at the 188 speed. She's lost a little bit accuracy, but that's okay. So we'll see now if that's a little better stats. And I want to say one of my clanmates with, I think he got 1-star blessing, but I could be wrong. But with Godseeker, only in regen, and he had like 67k HP and 4700 defense. And I won't say it's 100% run, but he did run 10 out of 10 without fail. So one of his biggest actually problems was he had chosen time. Ooh, that was low, but not near as bad as before. Timely intervention. Ooh. Oh, we are right at the cusp. I don't know, you know, if we were to get 3 crits in a row, that probably would still fail, but I think we're pretty close to right there as far as the HP and the defense you want if you're not running Regen and Immortal. See there's 1 turn right there. 1, 2, and she heals, but that's not the big one. So he's going to nuke. She's going to raise up. She heals a little bit there. She goes. She takes a turn and heals there quite a bit. Then another little heal from the boss, almost taken all the way down. And then she does. So we're not quite there. Let me see what I can do. Alright, so now we're just shy of 67k HP. We're still at 4600 defense here. And Selenia is still the same here. So go ahead and save this and see what happens. I hated to do it, but I max ascensioned Godseeker's helm there to get up to close to 67,000. This run looks like it, at least so far, it's going to work. Okay, so it did fail there. All right, so we're right at the precipice, but we're not quite there. So a few more changes. So what has changed is I bumped it up to almost 4,700 defense. Nothing else changed. And let's see how this one goes. Okay, not sure what happened there. Something went out of tune. That's odd. I'm gonna grab some more energy and I will be back. Okay, let's run this again. Alright, I just want to point something out. Why it's failing. I don't know why, but all of a sudden Godseeker is not reducing amount of the destroyed max HP, which means she cannot heal as much back. So Selenia is causing her to take too long. At these stats, with Ninja, probably be fine. With Newt, you'd be fine. But a Durang, no, it's not going to work. It's taking too long and all that. So let me see if I can get some Immortal and get anywhere close. Be right back. Okay, so you can see Godseeker now is 67.5 KHP, slight drop in defense to 46.62. And we're still at 181 speed, but we are now in regen and immortal. So this should be enough. Go to our Sand Devil here. Let's go ahead, just double check the team setup here. So this is the new stats with Godseeker. Selenia the same. Save. And let's run this and see if it will fail or not. Okay, what I want you to notice here is the destroyed max HP right here is getting bigger, and then boom, he's going to take her down, and then she cleanses all that off. It's all gone. That was not happening before without the immortal. Also want to point out, like 23, 29 heal. She's going to get, what is she going to get here? 22, 93. It's bouncing between 21 and 2400, 2178. So, you know, that's the extra little bit of heal there from the immortal. So you've got the regen doing the 10.5, the immortal doing the 2000, and that is helping because, so she heals there, he's going to hit it with the 8.2, but she got 2 heals in before he got to do that 8.2. So it should be the last go around right here, but we'll see it here. So he's going to do the big nuke. She's going to cleanse off that destroyed max HP. She heals a little bit there. She heals there. And, well, he died. So that is definitely working there as far as those stats go. If you, now, I realize she's 2-star, but if you notice, I have no blessing for her. So if you put Miracle Hero on, that might help drop the numbers a little bit. All right, 178. Will this work? Where's the 179? I bet the 179 is the cutoff there. But here we go. Let's find out. So I know 179 is the cutoff for the DPS. I don't want to play around with glyphs and all that, again, to prove it, but I may or may not. But this video is pretty long as it is. Blah, 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 blah. Moment of truth. Did we fail? There we go. Alright. So, when Newt dies, that counts towards the Spirit Haste. So that's 8 speed. So all we really need is 2 feet to cap it out at 24. But let's find, I don't want to put all 3 of those in just yet. I think Pan does not have any gear. So let's go into the team setup. Sorry there. Change that out. Okay, so we got 5 minutes before they ruin my video. Where are we at? Where's Pan? There's Pan. We'll put Pan in there. Just go in here. Double check that. Save. Boom. Okay. So now she's only going to get 16, right? So the 24 would push her from 181 to 205. We're losing 8 speed, so we're going to be at 197. And you're going to see this run is going to fail. So we'll just go ahead and start this run at the cost of my energy. Now, I haven't confirmed 205 is the cutoff, but I know it's real close in there, and I know this will definitely fail because she's just not quite fast enough. And any second here, hopefully, it should fail. Might not have been the best thing with yeah, there we go. So see, it failed there. So there is a speed tune range. Now if I throw in one more piece of food here, so let's go ahead, waste some of my lovely energy here. Why they got to put these tips right here? Put it over here. No one's clicking over here. All this crap here, and you can't put it over here. Come on, Plarium. Come on, man. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's add another piece of food that we don't want to level up just to prove the point here. Guess I need to go down here. Don't want a whole string that I just pulled. And the Draco. Yay, lovely. He is new, but what a kick in the pants there. This food doesn't matter. So we'll go in here, save this, exit out. So, ally dead, ally dead, ally dead. We're going to get to max 24. And as you can see in this run, it will pass. So somewhere between that 197 overall speed and the 205, it will work. This might go a little bit faster. We just landed the brimstone there, but I want to say that pretty much, since it's on a 4-turn cooldown, well, I don't know how often it's going to land there. The downside of it too is, since it's at 5-star, and he doesn't have high accuracy, it may not always land there. So that could speed up or slow down your runs a little bit here, but this won't take much longer. So we'll just talk it through and let's see what happens here. But as you can see, the speed tune is now back in working order. So what do we want to find out? At 204 speed, will this fail? And that'll be the question. And then the other question, so a minute, farming food, great. Of course, other than Ashwalker and the two of them, that gave a little bit of expertise there. Okay, let's go back in here, look at our champions that we used throughout, and do a quick review. So Newt, we ran, we're not going to worry about too much of stats other than 179 speed, and built reasonably tough as far as HP and defense. The only big one really here that we need to concentrate, regen and immortal on the Godseeker here. We got her at a whopping 181 speed, but we got her at 67k HP and almost 4700 defense. I'm going to call those the bare minimums in Regen and Immortal, or Regen and Defiant. Maybe I'll drop slightly, but Regen and Defiant or Regen and Immortal, bare minimums that you need to run stage 25 if you have no blessing. If you have no blessing, you're going to get a little bonus stats there, but once you get above, if you can get to 5k and 70, you're going to be solid. Whether you got 5-star blessing, 6-star blessing, or no blessing, you'll be solid. Probably even be solid in just Regen. But that's going to be the bare minimums, we're going to call it, and you're going to definitely want to have 181 speed or higher. And you want to run her fully booked. And then the big mastery is Spirit Haste. This is nice. Don't take Timely Intervention. You just want the Spirit Haste. Otherwise, you need to be at 205. Well, technically 203, but I would recommend 205 or higher if you're not taking this. Why you would not take that and farm with food, I don't know, but you know, is what it is. So there's the bare minimums there for Godseeker. We saw Newt, Selenia. If you can get her level 30 there and get these stats, really you want 420 accuracy. Remember, she gives herself a 25% boost, so, and you'd like to be up at 525, and then 179 speed or higher, as long as your Godseeker is at least at 181. Same thing goes with Ninja or the other Newt or whatever. So at, what have we learned? 179 Godseeker will work, but you're going to have a fast enough DPS, and we did not, or we're not able to find up to 188 speed that at 179 or 180 for Godseeker, that was obviously not fast enough for a DPS that lands a debuff such as HP burn, poison, whatever. It's not fast enough to land it. Now my Newt, we did prove though that at 179 and Newt at 179 with the Godseeker at 179, that it will work because he's not landing debuffs, he's just raw smacking the hell out of the boss. So that does work. Let's just call it 181 minimum speed just to be on the safe side, as long as you're running 3 food, the DPS and 2 food count, but why not 1-3 if you got 3 spaces there, and make sure you have the Spirit Haste Mastery. Simple as that. That's the minimums. That's all you need. As far as and now you can use a suicide, what I call a suicide DPS, which makes them run go faster. Now Newt doesn't actually die, but then he's smacking way harder. HP burn, it got reduced, but now with the Nerf, it's doing like a little over 92k damage to the boss, so that's 3%. A Brimstone does 231 plus, so that's about 2.5 times, which is still the same as it was pre-nerf to post-nerf, just the numbers got lower because the boss has less HP. But now with the boss having less HP and the fact that he's not destroying your max HP as fast as he was before, all of a sudden Newt jumps up to be superstar because he's hitting anywhere from 100k, which is slightly above the 92k 3% HP burn, up to 300k per hit. So that's 3 times an HP burn, or 9% damage per hit. That's why he's chunking down that boss, and you can sit there and basically farm stage 25 with Newt and Godseeker and 3 food in about a minute. You know, and it depends on the Brimstone. If you got 6-star Brimstone, you're going to land it. Hopefully the timing works right, because I'm pretty sure you do have to land the Brimstone, which is on a 4-turn cooldown while he is asleep, though. That all being said, I mean, there you go. Hopefully we've defined what I would call minimum speeds, what I would call minimum HP and defense for Godseeker, and what all you need for your DPS there. And any DPS that's HP burner, Selenia in this case is pretty much the same as Drang, other than she needs some accuracy. You can use a Mordecai. Everybody is the same with the exception of Ninja and Sissia. Because Sissia will place the HP burns. If she places it on everybody and there's only one enemy, she places it, she gets an extra turn where she does decrease defense and weaken, and then activates it right then. Of course, so that's 1. He wakes up, that's 2. Before he cleanses with his A2, that's 3. So you get 3 HP burns with Sissia. Ninja can hit 3 times and explode them all. So if he lands all 3 and explodes it, there's 3 right there. Again, he wakes up, that's 4. Before he cleanses, that's 5. That's why Ninja is the best. Everybody else, they're putting 2 turns. It doesn't matter even if they put 3 turns, because if they're doing 3 turns but they're not activating it, it's only going off when he wakes up and right before he does his A2 cleanse. So you only get 2 turns of HP burn with every other burner, whether it's a 3-turn burner or a 2-turn burner. So there you go. Hopefully that was a good enough explanation of what's going on as far as DPSs and all that. And we have defined the minimums of what you need as far as gearing and what kind of gearing is recommended. I hope you enjoyed that. We will see you in part 2 where we run the gauntlet. Have a nice day.